watching it. We are fans as well. But one thing that always amazes me is you have a backstory that is solid. Charlie does, the twins do, Danny does, and your characters are all developing. How far in advance do you plan that? Do you plan that per season, or do you have an idea? Or
no, those things sort of pop up as you go along. You know, I mean, we didn't chart out a 7-episode arc with all sorts of backstories. You know, halfway through, I can't remember which particular season, but you know, you'll say, oh, let's season 2, let's establish Mac's dad, and he was in prison, and you know, by season, what are we in? Season 7, and right now we're establishing Frank's brother this year. And so, and you'll find out all about his past with his brother, and sort of how he got to be who he is. So, you know, that's one of those things that Mr. Kelly, as you go along, it pops up.
I don't want to hog, but you guys are questions.
Well, no, just the big question that a lot of people have. What's going on this season? What's some fun things we can look forward to?
We got a kitty pageant episode, you know, a la Toddlers and Tiaras, which is really funny. Frank gets involved in pageantry, and he thinks he's signed on to a pageant involving grown women, only to find out it involves kids, and we help him put it on in an effort to legitimize what he's gotten into. And of course, it's a debacle. And we have another great episode with Danny where we establish his brother. We meet his brother, and we sort of flash back in time and find out about they were in love with the same woman. We have a Storm of the Century episode where we deal with frenzy over the end of the world, 2012, rapidly approaching, and superstorms, climate change, and media frenzy. That's a good one. We have a very simple one where we find out that the gang has a little drinking game they play in the bar named Charlie McDennis, or called Charlie McDennis, where they mashed all their names together. It's a fun, simple episode. We deal with politics as usual, and the IRS, and there's a baby funeral mixed into that one. No baby actually dies, but it's
good to hear.
Yeah, it's in an effort to throw the IRS off. Yeah, we have a lot of fun and crazy things this season.
Excellent.
Charlie, how much ad-libbing is done on the set?
That's always $1 million question. Impossible to put a number on it, but you know, we script it out very carefully, and we always start from that script, and we're never too precious with it that we don't think we can come up with some better stuff in the moment. So, you know, as we get deeper into the takes, we experiment, try some more stuff, and then you know, some of it makes it into the show, and some of it doesn't.
Can we expect any more dancing this season?
You can expect a lot of dancing this season, actually. You reminded me, we have a high school reunion episode, and a la shows like Glee, we have some choreographed dance that happens later in the episode, which is a lot of fun.
Are there storylines that you didn't think you'd ever be able to tell in like the first season that you're like, okay, let's just tell them in the 7th?
Well, you know, we started the first season with you know, racism and abortion, so it's not like we were pulling any punches back then. So now, you know, if we get an idea, we do it.
I know you just recently filmed a movie with Jennifer Aniston. What was it like working with her?
Oh, she's fantastic. You know, she has a reputation of being a very sweet, down-to-earth person, and she actually is. So she was very good at disarming everyone on the set and making people not feel like she's as big as a star as she actually is.
She is a huge star.
Yeah, she's pretty big. She's pretty big.
Heading back to Comic-Con?
Going back to Comic-Con this year, too, so we're excited to be there.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So you were born in Philly, right?
I was not born in Philly, no.
Yet you seem to have the Philly feel. It comes across in the show. South Philly is even specific.
That's right.
What was your research for that?
Well, my old man is from Philly, and I think I forget exactly where he grew up. He went to St. Joe's Prep, where Rob McElhenney went. And my grandmother still lives here. She's out in Newtown Square now. She used to be in media. And no, she used to be in Drexel Hill.
Oh, that's right.
So I've been coming to Philly, you know, once or twice a year ever since I was a little kid. So I'm no stranger to the town.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Got a lot of family here, actually.
And you guys are filming more and more, I guess, on the other coast. So is it kind of special when you're coming here? And
It's very special coming here because, you know, you look on the street and people are crowded around, and in LA people are apathetic and they don't care about television shows. And and then to do a TV show in Philly, and then to do a TV show in Philly about Philly, it's really fun to be here with everyone from Philly, and they come out and the way they support the show, and you see the excitement on people's faces. It's great. It's like a paid vacation, and you get to pretend you're the Beatles for a weekend.
Do you ever think Green Man would take off as much as it did?
No, I had no idea, and that's something that one of Rob McElhenney's buddies used to do at all the Eagles games. And so I don't know how he feels about those Vancouver guys, but we asked him if he didn't mind us putting it on the show. We did it, and you see it everywhere now.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah.
I can't believe that many people want to dress up in that outfit. Expose themselves.
Philadelphians like to dress up in outfits. Have you ever seen a Mummers Day parade?
That's true. That's true.
Oh my God, the moment.
That's right.
What about guest stars this year?
Some of the same old people. Jason Sudeikis making another, reappearing as Schmitty, and John Polito, great character actor, plays Danny's brother. And then it's just our usual Artemis Pep, Danny, and David Hornsby, and Mary Elizabeth Ellis, and the usual crew.
Excellent.
When the concept of the show came up, how was that meeting, and what was going on? What was the spark?
Originally when Robert Glenn and I put it together, it was about Los Angeles. It was about struggling actors in Los Angeles, and we realized, we thought we had to give them a job like that, or some sort of, be actors or lawyers or some sort of self-motivated profession to justify their despicable behavior. And FX said they were tired of shows about the industry, and we sort of agreed. And we talked about it, and we decided it'd be funny if there was no justification for their behavior. And these were just people whose motivations you got to laugh at. You saw why they did bad things, and you laughed at them for that. And then we thought Philly was the perfect underdog city, to New York, and that this wasn't New York or LA or shiny or polished like other TV shows. That it would feel more real and gritty if we did it here in Philly.
Do you ever feel that the characters, on other shows they ask, like, how has the character changed over the years? But I feel like these characters, in a good way, don't. They kind of stay the same. Do they need to?
Well, it's that trick of trying to not change, because these guys really shouldn't change, but also, we're letting Rob gain weight and Danny's hair grow out, and so there's subtle changes, but their spirit stays the same.
So Rob's gaining weight is on purpose
Yeah.
for the show?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
He thought it'd be really interesting to do something different with his character. To say, if this guy ate like this and lived like this in South Philly, he'd probably start to slide downhill a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he wanted to see what it would be like if he could gain some weight, and we wrote to that this season.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot of fun just mixing it up with his character. So he's still the same guy. He still thinks he looks like a bodybuilder, but
I wonder what Caitlin has to say about that in real life.
Yeah, well, who knows? Who knows how that carries over.
Folks, I'm going to be moving some
Sorry.
machinery around here if I may.
All right. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.